Wrestling fans, you've tuned into the following contest once again. This is March the 2nd, 2011. You've got Adam and Jason. And this show, we're going to talk about the youth movement in the WWF. What is it? What does it mean? What do we think about it? Do we both agree, Jason, on who the leader of the youth movement is right now?
Depends how you look at it. We said The Miz. Probably a lot of people wouldn't think that because everyone hates him, but yeah, he is, if you really think about it. He's a face of the company right now.
Yes, he has the belt. He came out of nowhere and won the belt. He is the face of the company on the A show, Monday Night Raw. And he's everywhere. He's on talk shows and Entertainment Tonight. You know, everywhere you turn around, it seems that The Miz is doing an interview on something that doesn't involve wrestling. You know, this is actually mainstream media and not the world of professional wrestling or MMA or anything of that nature.
And I mean, you gotta think about this. He's always had a belt at some point. Tag team, United States. He had always some kind of belt on him.
He's been very successful so far. Very true. For those people that are not exactly sure, what does the term youth movement mean, Jason?
Well, the youth movement is very simple. If you analyze it like this, look at how every roster from SmackDown to Raw, they have a new champion. Kofi Kingston is the Intercontinental Champion. He hasn't been in the company that long. The tag team champions are new. You have a WWE champion or WWF champion, whatever you call it, that has been in the company for 3 years, say?
The Miz?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, maybe.
And he's champion.
He's come a long way from hosting SmackDown.
Definitely. And you have Bryan Danielson, U.S. champion.
But also, though, Bryan Danielson, with the United States belt or without a belt, has more talent than almost half of the people that they've put the heavyweight belt on in the WWF in the last 6 or 7 years.
Very true.
Bryan Danielson on his worst day is better than Batista. Who else has had that belt for no reason at all? The Great Khali. There's a lot of people that I think have had that a run with that belt. John Cena, for example, that just don't have the ability that Bryan Danielson has. Or now they're calling him Daniel Bryant. Whatever you want to call him, I think he's one of the top 10 wrestlers on the planet today.
Yeah, give him some time. He'll get there.
Watch him. You can go online and watch his stuff in Japan or in Ring of Honor. Amazing.
So now, why don't we tell everybody where this youth movement started and where it came from and where is it at right now?
Well, the youth movement started, I guess...
I'll say ECW, honestly. That's when I'll say it started.
Oh, is that in the company is what you're saying?
No, I'm going to say when ECW was on TV Tuesday nights and they had...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kevin Thorne, you had... who else was in that new group that ECW had at that time?
Kevin Thorne, who is no longer with the company.
Sad.
Elijah Burke, very sad. Elijah Burke, who we just saw him get the Muscle Buster through a pig on Impact last week.
Awesome.
Was CM Punk in the new breed, the new blood?
He was in ECW at that time, but I don't know if he was with them.
I think he got with them for the very last.
But I mean, look, Jack Swagger, he was in ECW. Look what he became.
Jack Swagger was in ECW. Alberto Del Rio. Sheamus.
Yeah,
ECW.
Sheamus. When Sheamus came in, that's when it took off.
Evan Bourne, ECW. But on the subject of how did the youth movement start, we just mentioned Sheamus. I think Sheamus kind of broke the barrier for a young guy that's really not known, this showed the rest of the wrestling world, not just the WWF universe, the rest of the wrestling world, that maybe Vince McMahon has changed and he's really giving new people a chance at success in the company. Sheamus won the Breakout Battle Royal. Uh, you know, I would say not even 30 days later, he beat John Cena and won the heavyweight belt on Monday Night Raw. Now I
Huge. That's
saw him.
huge. That's
That's
huge.
humongous. That is humongous. I actually saw Sheamus. Uh, the Monday Night Raw before the pay per view happened to be in Dallas, and I went to the Raw. Great show. Enjoyed it. And we went to the Waffle House afterward, like 2 hours later. And I saw him, and he was wearing like an old Scottish hat.
Him and DiBiase, right?
Yeah, it was him and Ted DiBiase Jr. just drinking waters and taking down like omelets and waffles and whatever else I guess you eat at the Waffle House. And they were just minding their own business, like average Joes. 6 days later, he was on top of the world, beating John Cena, their golden boy, and taking his beloved prized possession, the stupid spinner belt. Sheamus really showed people, you know, I'm here, I'm new, they're giving me a chance. All the old guys, they can't really go anymore. Triple H, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, who retired very shortly after that Monday Night Raw.
Not to say, though, they're not good to have on the show.
Right, they're just, we don't need them in the main event picture anymore. We don't need them holding the heavyweight belt anymore.
And they're not, if you really look at it. The only thing we need to get rid of is John Cena. He needs to go. If it wasn't for John Cena, I think a lot of fans would probably still watch WWF.
No, you can't let go of John Cena. And I'll
I
tell
know
you,
that, but
he's way too over.
yeah, I know.
You get rid of him now.
I know what he is.
You miss the opportunity that he can put guys over, like he put Sheamus over, and look at him now. King Sheamus, fella. John Cena can put anybody over just because he's too popular. And whoever he goes against, if they beat him, everyone that hates John Cena, which is sometimes the whole arena.
I loved Edge when he beat John Cena for the belt the first time, when he cashed in that Money in the Bank. It was awesome. I was never really an Edge fan, but when he did that, I was a mark for Edge after that.
That's what I'm saying. John Cena has that ability. His strongest point is his weakest point. He can put, and he's so over that he can put anyone else over, like instantly. The next night, the world hated Sheamus because he had that belt and he beat our John Cena.
Yeah.
But anybody that hated John Cena loves Sheamus now.
Yeah.
Didn't care how red his hair was or how weird he sounded when he started talking. It didn't matter.
No, it
Now,
didn't.
he had success very, very fast in the company, along with another superstar who I would say fizzled out. I'm talking, ladies and gentlemen, about Jack Swagger. Went to ECW, skyrocketed, won their belt, lost the belt, had a few feuds, nothing too serious, but he had that belt, and as soon as WCW was over, or ECW was over, he went to SmackDown. They tried to push him again, skyrocket him again, Money in the Bank. A few days later, he had the belt. I don't think he had the belt for 2 months.
No, not even 2 months.
Haven't heard from him since. We see him now sometimes with an eagle.
Well, okay, he's going to be with Jerry Lawler and Michael Cole with their little angle that they're doing at WrestleMania. Again, he just popped too fast and he didn't have the mic skills to work it. That's all.
That's another thing holding him back is mic skills.
That was the only thing. He could not talk. Every time he talked, I can't hear it. It's so bad.
I feel bad for the guy. Great wrestler though. Very,
he's
very
great.
talented.
He's one of my favorites, but he can't work the stick. He can't.
No. If this was a non-personality contest, Jack Swagger will win all day because he is very very gifted in what he does. His abilities are outstanding. Um, he's an all-American, American, and
All American says it in the name, folks.
but he is just a great, great wrestler. Another person was on their way to Jack Swaggerville was Drew McIntyre. We saw him right off the bat get introduced by Vince McMahon saying, "This is my chosen